Best time to be a Star Wars fan ever. They dropped the Rogue One trailer on us today. I think they let us know yesterday that it was even coming out, which is fantastic. We're going to break it down step by step, shot by shot, frame by frame if we have to. We're going to dissect this thing and get to know Rogue One inside and out. We're in for a great show. This is a special treat. Normally we only can come to you guys every Tuesday, but hey, Thursday, Rogue One trailer, we got to give you a reaction show. Thanks for watching the Star Wars 20. Here we go. So we're in for a treat because Jonathan,
I have not seen this yet. I'm very excited.
You just resisted from this morning?
Resisted.
What have you been doing all day?
I've been looking at my phone. If you've been posting, I've been scrolling past. I've accidentally seen some photos, but I have not watched them. I'm super excited. It's been hours of freaking out, and I'm very excited to see this.
So this is your first time?
This is my very first time.
All right.
So I may squeal.
Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Here we go.
State your name for the record.
Jyn Erso.
Forgery of imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, resisting arrest.
On your own from the age of 15. Reckless, aggressive, and undisciplined.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
We have a mission for you. A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know what it is and how to destroy it.
Oh, no, wait.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
What's in there?
What will you do
Look
when
at
they catch you?
What's new?
What will you do if they break you? If you continue to fight, what will you become?
What just happened?
Goosebumps again, right?
Yeah. We have to go through all that. There's a lot. Looks like I saw Shadow Troopers. Were those Shadow Troopers?
I think those are Shadow Troopers.
They've never actually been a part of the universe till now, apparently, I think.
Were they in the books? Is that where they started?
I think that might be like a fan thing or something, a video game thing, but...
That's so cool. So yeah, we got to break this down shot by shot.
Was she in handcuffs? She looked like she was in handcuffs.
Yeah, it looks like there's some prison stuff. Okay, so just to break it down, if you guys don't know the story of where Rogue One takes place, because the Star Wars universe, time-wise, it's a little confusing.
Yes, it's very confusing.
So, 1977, Star Wars came out. It wasn't even called Episode 4 yet. Dave would be proud that I know that.
It wasn't called A New Hope yet, either.
It wasn't called A New Hope yet, that's right. They mention in the movie that plans were stolen to the Death Star, and that's how they knew that Luke could go down the trench and shoot his torpedoes and blow up the Death Star. This is the story of how those plans were stolen, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
So this takes place before anybody has ever seen Star Wars.
It sounds like it's the start of the rebellion, a real rebellion against the Empire, so we're very excited.
What's cool about this is they could have some characters come back.
Yes, they could. They could definitely have multiple characters come back. Anyone that was in any Star Wars who's not dead could be older, they could be younger, because this is a dead center of 6 episodes.
Right. So this is after the prequels 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And before the originals that came out in the 70s and 80s, 4, 5, and 6.
It's a pre-sequel.
You heard it here first, folks. It's a pre-sequel. That's really cool.
Yes. I think that's actually I'm looking forward to most, is seeing characters we're familiar with and see what kind of role they play.
We could see Princess Leia. We could see Darth Vader.
Probably
could
chances are we
see-
might see Vader.
Grand Admiral Tarkin. We could see Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Now that would be
We
awesome.
could see
die for
Natalie
Ewan
Portman
McGregor.
has died by now, hasn't she?
She has
Yeah.
died, yeah.
So, but we could see all sorts of people from the prequels.
Uh,
Jar Jar could come back.
Palpatine has to be in it because it's the Empire. So this is when he's really
Oh my gosh! If Ian McDormand comes back,
yeah.
I'm gonna flip out. I'm your biggest fan. All right, so let's go through this shot by shot, shall we? So, trailers approved for all audiences.
Looks like we see her in custody by what we assumed was rebels, but rebels might not be made yet. So this could just be the
Right.
security force on Alderaan or wherever they could be.
I have to say, just from this shot alone, the opening shot of her from behind is the most Star Wars looking shot I've seen since the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
The coloring, the lights in the
You don't
background,
see any
everything.
of that in any of the prequels.
That's
Just
for
right
sure.
there.
It's incredible. So we'll go through a little bit here. And you're right, it does look like she's in handcuffs because there's a red dot right there on her wrist. See that? And she's looking behind like she's with some sort of a companion or something, or she knows that we're watching her, John. So, and then she's escorted, which also makes me think that
Yeah.
she's, yeah. So there you go. You can see her hands bound.
Security doesn't look too tight. Doesn't seem like they really care too much about it. One unarmed guy's kind of saying, "Come this way."
Right.
Oh, gonk droid.
Gonk droid. Yeah, you gotta have a gonk. What are other people working on back here? So what I noticed
Oh,
is
he's X-wing in the background.
X-wing in the
this is
background being
the-
tailored in.
This is the first X-wing then, or first in the cinematic universe you see an X-wing. So you don't see X-wings in any of the prequels.
You're right.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is the very first sighting of an X-wing then.
And I've got to say, this really looks like the Lucasverse because and I know I'm going into a different series when I say Indiana Jones, but the top of this looks exactly like when you stand in line for Indiana Jones.
The Temple of Doom.
in the at Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
The waiting line has that like same rooftop. I swear it. So let's see what else we're seeing here in the background.
It's a lot of.
There's Red. Red's over to the side. This is before he broke, right?
I don't know if it's the same one, but
Wouldn't that be
Could be.
cool if we see like why he finally breaks down at the beginning of Star Wars? So we get the famous crisscross light screens in the background.
the only rebels seem to have, and she's from Return. Well, she's not the actress, but she's the character from Return of the Jedi, right?
Mon Mothma,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So she's old. She doesn't change much.
Well, she's younger here because this is before Return of the Jedi. Now, this actress is the same actress that played Mon Mothma in Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
But her scene got cut. So if you go to deleted scenes in Revenge of the Sith, you will see the same actress
I did not
play
know
Mon
that.
Mothma.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Isn't that cool?
That is very awesome.
So, and if you look behind the light screen, it looks like there's a, what's Akbar? What species is he? It just flew out of my mind.
I don't think the squids.
The squid people, it looks like he's back there. We have a sexy, mysterious man. And I notice everybody has these like green
What is that?
The
It's maybe some
tags?
kind
Is
of
that like a-
ID or something, or
ID
security
or rank.
clearance.
Yeah, it seems that people,
Looks like Poe Dameron's jacket.
it gets around, doesn't it, Pajama Jacket?
A droid behind her.
Yeah, a really tall droid, and I noticed him throughout. So she's undercover, it looks like. And she's going to beat some people down.
Looks like classic stormtroopers. So this is.
Looks like there's some changes to the outfit, no? It's hard to
If it
see
is,
with them in
they're
motion
subtle.
like this. Yeah, really subtle. And it looks like somebody's over here on the side with a gun. See that? Over here in the shadows.
Oh, yeah. Someone's watching.
So I don't know if he's shooting stormtroopers or if he's watching her. Huh. But she's got her
He's definitely
gun on her
kicking
on her
tail.
leg. She doesn't seem like she's need to pull it out yet, though. I don't think I can
So-
tell.
oh,
Oh, there's
there's
the
a-
gun.
Looks like a stormtrooper blaster.
Yeah, it looks like somebody in the foreground here is hitting the detonator button, blowing up some stormtroopers.
Catching on their cell phone.
She's
Look at that
ducking some cover.
stormtrooper, man.
Just flying through the air.
Back to the headquarters.
Mon Mothma looks fantastic. I just want to point that out.
Oh, there's the
Lucasfilm.
famous logo.
Really, the only film I know I can go watch now and know that I'm going to just love it. So this is great because it looks like a Black Hawk Down shot or something,
It's almost like a dirty train.
right? It's like a gritty,
Yeah.
dark version of Star Wars, but it still is like more well lit than a Zack Snyder film. Just to throw some shade that way.
Very clean looking Star Destroyer. Looks very nice.
Looks brand new, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
CGI looks great on that. And here's the shot that made me squeal. Look, it's the Death Star opens up. I didn't know it opens up. Anyone know it opens up before?
Well, I think they're putting it together, right? So they're installing the dish that shoots the lasers.
That focuses the lasers.
Looks like the Death Star is a little bigger, doesn't it? Or those
It's
Star Destroyers are really small. Is that just the scale?
it's just the scale. I don't recognize that guy. Felicity Jones is her name, right?
Mm-hmm. Felicity Jones. This December. There's another Gonk droid.
An X-wing, classic X-wing outfits from the original trilogy.
And I love that they're able to paint their own helmets here, the X-Wing guys.
Yeah.
So each one's individual. It's just awesome.
Now this looks like an Imperial, right? This could be
Definitely, like
Grand
this
Moff
is
Tarkin,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking Tarkin would fill in for this guy. Like he probably gets killed off or something, and then Tarkin
Oh,
comes in
maybe.
at the end.
Because I have never seen that costume outfit anywhere. It's an amazing outfit, a little lighter color with the robe.
It's daunting that he's
Yeah.
wearing white, isn't it?
Yeah.
He definitely looks upset about something. And look at this huge gun he's hiding.
Oh wow, those cane. Yeah, it's a gun.
So then it looks like,
Wow.
look at this huge
Look at those
tank.
stormtroopers. Those are new helmets.
Oh, check that out. That is so cool.
A little more armor, it looks like.
Patrolling the streets. And here's Forrest Whitaker looking badass.
Very apocalyptic. Now this shot is amazing. I don't know where it's from or anything. Where I've never seen this helmet before, but I want it. Very much want it. I can't tell what kind of trooper he specializes yet. Maybe a heavy repeater, but also the Shadow Trooper too.
That's the first black. You say Shadow Trooper, you mean a black
Well, there's the
Stormtrooper, right?
the pilots. TIE pilots were black, but unless they're not a pilot, they always were white. So this guy's on the ground with the black armor, which they're always called Shadow Troopers.
And it looks like he's definitely defending the moisture evaporator in the
It
background.
looks daunting.
Isn't that what that is? A moisture evaporator?
They're just maybe destroying the moisture evaporators. Classic scenes. Oh.
So there's some more prisoners. So I wonder if, or
Little baggy
heroine.
outfits on these guys. They didn't get fitted very well. Like pajamas.
This is before Star Wars, so there's no budget, right? Low budget. And look how tall this Jawa is over on the side. The tall Jawa's back. That mysterious one tall Jawa. That's the same opening shot. And what did I want to say about this? Oh, it looks like that they're going to have to break them out. So these guys have been captured by the Empire.
Looks like there's about 3 of them.
And here's this tall droid again over on the left. So he's definitely with them.
Maybe security droid. Wow, look at all those stormtroopers are stormtrooper-esque. They're like some tan or maybe an olive color stormtroopers.
Yep.
Definitely different helmets too. Then this scene,
Is he training him to fight Jedi?
I think he's a part of the rebellion. I think they're trying to arrest him. Because isn't
Could be.
forget this actor's name.
And he's wearing red. So is he an Imperial Guard? And I see some red in the background, so I'm wondering if, like, this is training Imperial Guards or something?
No, I think he's just kicking tail. Oh, look at all the Shadow Troopers.
That's just awesome. So this is Yavin 4. Doesn't this look like Yavin 4?
Yes, it does actually.
And that looks like a double Kylo Ren ship.
A transporter of some sort.
Yeah. Amazing. And there is Mr. Awesome walking through battle-scarred.
Stormtroopers everywhere.
That is awesome.
This is the scene.
So who's this?
The,
So there's
he's
Imperial
the Emperor's
Guards.
Guards.
Those are Imperial Guards.
So-
Emperor's Guards.
Yeah, so he's, I'm assuming, is on the other side of the shadow figure. So I want to see, I want a different angle. I want to see who is that? Who's the, if he's really.
You think he's approaching someone? He could be. He's definitely
He's
bowing
bowing,
in front of
yeah.
something.
I would say Vader, but Vader usually doesn't wear a hood. But this is,
He could in this one.
he could be the villain. He could be like an Inquisitor or something. We don't know. He just
Oh, that'd be interesting to start
Yeah.
to see Inquisitors in the movies.
could be Maul.
So, but the red Imperials in the background make me think that
Definitely the Emperor's. On the
that
other
one
side.
guy's an Imperial Guard. Because he was wearing that same kind of red.
Could be.
Forrest Whitaker looking awesome.
Looks like a rebel
awesome.
running from explosion. Oh, there's the AT-ATs, or AT-ATs for some of you.
Oh no, what happened? Too much going on. There we go.
Get to see him actually doing some work, not just in the snow.
So that's Felicity Jones out front. That's her.
Looks like she's double wielding weapons. She's gonna charge the AT-AT with a couple of pistols.
So way to go, Lucasfilm, to start pumping some strong female leads, huh?
Yeah. They're not scared of it at all. I mean, safest place is probably underneath it.
That's a good point.
Oh,
Boy,
there's
there's
at
four
least
of 'em?
four of them, yeah.
So cinematically, this is the first time we've seen AT-ATs that are not on Hoth, right?
They were on Jakku, but destroyed.
Right. Good
Yeah.
point. They look different, like with the red in the face of it. And is that some
Yeah.
tan they have on the side? Are they trying to camouflage these bad boys? It's extremely cool. What will you become?
And then she looks like she's maybe undercover or something to
Definitely
get inside.
undercover. Yeah.
This is another scene. These round hallways that are only in the original ones. I believe they're only in the original ones. But it just looks very Star Wars.
It looks very Star Wars. It looks like Cloud City. It looks like what Luke was crawling through his first confrontation with Vader. So, and she looks awesome.
Those are the hallways of the Death Star. That's what they used to escape to the trash compactor.
right.
So that's what looks, yeah.
Nice.
There's the December.
So we don't
Oh,
have long to wait. And it's an amazing logo. I just want to say it's an
Yes.
amazing logo.
I like a Star Wars story. They're definitely letting us know that these are anthologies and just like,
Right.
so it's probably going to be standalone all by itself, people.
All right, so what do we know about this? We know that it has a strong female lead. We know that it takes place between the prequels and the original trilogy. We know that it's about the crew that steals the plans to the original Death Star. So that, if this is Rogue One, does that mean Rogue 2 is going to be stealing the plans for the Death Star in Jedi? And then Rogue 3 will be stealing the plans to Starkiller Base?
That wasn't very hard. They just, let's just blow it up.
No, but the plans were stolen. Like, it was up when Finn went in. He just told them where to go in, but they already had the plans
Yeah, they sent
somehow.
like a recon ship or something to check it out. That's how they followed that ship back to them. I remember now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather see them. I mean, this is cool, but I'd rather see them invest in like an Obi-Wan story or stuff like that.
Well, Obi-Wan,
Please.
but he already exists. This is like an original, standalone, characters we haven't met yet. They may sprinkle in some characters that we know.
Well, remember the one rumor was that back in January they had a toy fair and they're showing all the toys for Rogue One, and there's a slide of Slave One, the Boba Fett ship.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
If Boba Fett's in this.
Could be just a
Oh my
ship,
gosh,
it could
it's
be
gonna be
Boba
incredible.
Fett.
Well, I'll be the first one in line. I just want to say that right now. So, yeah, we're going to sign off. We do want to give a shout out to Sonia and Dave who couldn't be here. They couldn't make the reaction show. Dave sent in a reaction, so we're going to play that right after this. And thanks for watching.
Good morning to Sonia, John, and Alan. I just saw the trailer to Rogue One, and here is my opinions and the things that I noticed. I liked the fact that it was very gritty, it was very dirty, there was not a lot of clean sets. When the original Star Wars came out in '77, that's pretty much one of the comments that was made, that the fact wasn't super clean in space. Another thing I liked was the fact that they were pointing out that yes, it is the rebellion. In the name, they're doing their own thing, but there was some organization there. For example, when they first bring in the main protagonist in, and they ask for a name for the record, I just like that part, the dichotomy there back and forth. But we'll get into it more in the next taping, so we'll get a full review in for our next episode of Star Wars 20. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Thank you so much for watching this special reaction show. Make sure you support us by watching Star Wars 20. Our first episode was last week. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Our next episode, we come out with a new episode every Tuesday where we break down everything going on in the Star Wars universe in 20 minutes. Make sure that you like us below. Make sure you subscribe so you can see everything that we come out with. We come out with something every Tuesday, like I said. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Star Wars 20. And if you're on Twitter, we are too at Star Wars_20, Star Wars 20 on Twitter. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan, and may the Force be with you.